be Main Street USA, but we're going to make a detour through the Grand Canyon. So at this time we ask you to turn off all lighted items. That includes ears, necklaces, wands, and lightsabers. And no video lighting or flash photography, as that might scare the animals that you might see in the Grand Canyon. And as a reminder, the Main Street station does not have a ramp or elevator, so if you have a stroller or a wheelchair, we ask that you do not unfold it until you're down the steps at the base of the station. And also as a reminder, New Orleans Station is closed due to construction at the Haunted Mansion. So if you're going to Frontierland, Adventureland, or Critter Country, Main Street USA Station is the closest station to those lands.
Arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado, mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. Until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Park exit, Main Street Shops, and to gateway to Frontierland, Adventureland, and Critter Country. Please remain seated until our train comes to a full and complete stop. Thank you, and have a great night.
On our way. For those of you just boarded, welcome aboard everyone. Once you finalize those seats, please Please remain seated at all times. Here's the mirrors that openings of the train. If you have little ones under the age of 7, please make sure to have them away fully on the train openings for their safety or For those of you just boarded, our next stop is New Orleans. That station is currently closed. You cannot get off at New Orleans Square. Welcome aboard. Train's ready to be in motion. Please remain seated at this time. Parents, that does include children of all ages. All children must be fully seated either on a bench or on a left. And once again, folks, if your children are under the age of 7, they need to be away from the openings of the train at all times for their safety. Once again, folks, our next stop is currently closed due to construction. You cannot get off at New Orleans Square. We are just stopping there for operational needs only.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Raildroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square. This station also serves Frontierland and Bayou Country.
Once again, everyone, due to construction around this area, you cannot get off at this station or on. We are just stopping for operational needs only to possibly change out our engine crew or fill up the train with water. So while our engineers are doing what they need to do, please remain seated. We'll be on our way as soon as possible. Our next stop to get off at will be Mickey's Toontown Depot, gateway to Fantasyland. From there, you can get to Frontierland, Adventureland, New Orleans, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge from our next stop. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We should be on our way as soon as possible. Seated at all times. And parents, please make sure to have all children of all ages fully seated at all times, either on a bench or on a lap at all times while the train is in motion.
Estoy sintiendo yo cómo nos metimos aquí sin preguntar hasta dónde llega y cuánto tiempo toma.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering the Bayou, home to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Take a sneak peek at the big party Princess Tiana is throwing, where the welcome is warm, the music is hot, and the company is sweet as honey. And when it comes to sweetness, the inhabitants of the land we're passing over are the bee's knees. Here in Bayou Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Louis the Alligator, and other beloved critters on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. an Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the Great River Valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of camp, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, the cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop.
As we're making our way into the station, please remain fully seated and wait till the train comes to. So please stop first before disembarking. Once again, folks, this is your stop for Toontown, Fantasyland, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Frontierland, Adventureland, and of course New Orleans Square. When the train comes to, on complete stop, you're more than welcome to disembark. Welcome to Mickey's Toontown Depot, gateway to Fantasyland.
So we're getting off of Main Street again?
No. Getting
Can I get my
off
coffee again? Since we're gonna go down Main Street, can I get my coffee? Yeah.
Welcome aboard, everyone. Train's ready to depart. Once you finalize those seats, please remain seated. Parents are visiting the openings of the train. Please make sure to have all children under the age of 7 away from the openings of the train for their safety at all times. They're on the left. We're going to be on our way. Next stop is Tomorrowland.
I'll give you this guy. He's 500. Dang, okay, I feel guilty. Hold on. I'll give you a better one. How do I change it?
Welcome aboard, everyone. Please remain seated at all times while the train is in motion. Parents, please supervise children. Make sure children of all ages are either sitting on a bench or on a lap at all times. And once again, if they're under the age of 7, they need to be away from the openings of the train at all times for their safety. Our next stop is Tomorrowland. For those of you who just joined us, once again, folks, our New Orleans stop is currently closed due to construction. You cannot get off at New Orleans Square. We have 3 stops in total to get on or off at here. We have here at Toontown, Tomorrowland, and Main Street only.
It says trash. Okay.
If it gets rid of the hat,
I saw it on my phone.
Toy Store.
it's still gonna
Sorry.
say hat.
I just didn't say shop. I said it.
Well, because it's such a big Pokemon, the hat is just tiny.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Raildroad.
Anything about
For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with
You
your
acted so
hands,
serious. I
arms,
didn't know if I
feet, and
actually
legs
offended you.
inside the train. And please
That's my
watch your
job.
kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo.
Yeah, they're just games.
Para su
They're doing
seguridad,
something to the...
permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. rockets and starspeeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of this car. No experience, no license required.